Hey, Dystonia Warriors. First off, before we begin, I have a lot of these like homemade bracelets. I'm gonna show you guys before we dive on today's video. And I made this within the last couple of weeks. The last week. So I made this like purple and gold one. This like green and blue one. Pretty. This Valentine colored. This rainbow one. This turtle. This I don't know, pearl. I don't know. It's really pretty. This black and blue. And this multicolored bracelet. I don't know. I'm thinking to sell these. Obviously I'm gonna give a ton more. I also have this one, like Halloween kind of thing. And I also have 2 rings. I don't know. Anywho, so I got this question in my last video. I was gonna film it yesterday, this video, but I just got home late and I have to go to work in 2 hours, but that's okay. We're gonna make time to put this video. So I got a question of my fellow subscriber, and they were basically asking why the DBS did not work for me because they're thinking about getting it. And I'm just giving you my honest review on it. So this is why the DBS did not work for me. So I had the DBS twice, and both times it did not really last as much as it was supposed to. Typically the DBS is supposed to last 5 to 7 years, possibly a little longer. Mine would last anywhere between 1.5 years to 2.5 years. Really not much long if you really think about it, and not a lot of improvement I've noticed. There was one setting in particular that it was like heavens to God. It was just like, it was just hallelujah moment. It was just amazing. And I lost that setting completely. Even if I went back to it, it was gone. It was never the same. It worked with my arm, it worked with my leg, like it made me feel like I didn't have a disability back then, but I feel like it didn't work for me. And the DBS, it works for a lot of people, and it doesn't work for a lot of people. So it's like half and half. And when I first got the DBS, that was when it was first introduced. When I was probably 9, 10 years old, something like that. Not even a year after me having dystonia, I had my first battery, and then a couple of years later it died, and then I waited a couple of years to get the new battery. But I don't know, it just felt overwhelming in a sense to keep getting batteries and keep getting batteries. So originally when I got the battery out the last time 4 years ago, they were gonna just take the battery out. I have the battery, I gotta find it, but I still have it, because it's kind of like a cool souvenir. It's clean, don't worry, but they were supposed to keep the link in, not the link, the big thick wire, whatever it's called, in my neck. And a lot of people thought it was like a vein or something. But they took that out without insulting with us. They said, yeah, we'll just take the battery out and leave this in. No, that was just dug out. Like, they literally dug everything out. I just didn't want to go through that all again. You know, I have so many scars. It was crazy. But I am saying that DBS does work for some people. With the technology, I think it's really improving. Who knows, maybe in a couple of years or more, I will maybe go back through that, but I've just been through like a lot, guys. Like it was a scary time for me. And I had to go to out of state. I had to go to California because in my state I was too young and they don't really do the DBS here. So it was a lot. But there were some moments that it did work for me, but it's something that you can't forget to change the battery, or you like change the settings and all that unless your doctor says otherwise. Like maybe every other day, but I had to do it constantly every day. And there was a part that my mom and I, we were, new at this, and we're like, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like pulsing, it's not a toy. The DBS is not a toy. So you just have to go boop and you're done. Don't keep pressing it because it's gonna pulse you and basically overreact. And it's hard to, your body's gonna just, in your brain, it's gonna just be like, what am I even controlling? There's gonna be so much happening at once. So just do one at a time, whatever works for you. You can do it in the morning or for your nighttime routine. I personally did it in my nighttime routine because I don't know, I felt like it was better and I was home. That way, if anything happened, I always documented it. Always. I would show you everything, but I sent everything back. But I had a notebook, like a little flip book, and I would write what settings I was at. Did I feel any pain? Was I tight? Was I loose? I would say loose if it wasn't tight, you know what I mean? My doctor told me don't walk through metal detectors. I mean, you can, but it kind of scared me because it's a metal. I don't want the metal detectors to go off. So you have to be aware, and you also have a card that you will be given. So always have that in handy, and it's totally okay to make extra copies of them. But always, it's very important. Like I said, the DBS is not a toy at all. So it's really important to know your settings, and maybe you can do 2 at a time a day, But each group, like A, B, C, or D, is different, It's, I'm trying new things. Like currently Botox does work for me. Some medications out there it's crazy. But I do recommend the DBS if you're willing to go through. It's a commitment basically. And just know it may not last 5 to 7 years. It may last 2 years. And when it dies because it's not gonna go up any settings when you use the remote. It's not, I don't know, it's a feeling that it's hard to explain when it dies. I don't know, you just feel like, oh, you touch it right here and you're like, oh, it's dead. I don't know, it's weird. But I'm gonna show you my scar. But this is the scar with the DBS battery. They had to open it twice. But I hope this video helps. Basically, every dystonia is different. I think because mine is hemi-dystonia, the one-sided, it kind of makes it kind of hard to work. I don't know. But they also said that it might help if you are awake during the surgery. But you'll still be like, on meds and all drugged up on anesthesia. But they can dig in your brain and they'll tell you lift up your arm or whatever. But I don't know. I would definitely just do your research like crazy. This is my intake for it. And I'm doing fine right now, but my dystonia is slowly getting worse. You know, some days are better than others. Yeah. I hope this helped your video, and just remember, you are worth it, and you are a warrior. Bye, guys.